Hi guys, these are 22 books on my physical TBR that I would like to read by the end of 2026 and that I would like to prioritize. We're going to go through them today, and if you want to let me know out of these books which ones I should prioritize more than others or which ones I should read first here at the beginning of 2026, that would be super helpful. Now that we're in January, I wanted to show some books that I didn't get to last year and some books that have been on my shelves. Some are new, some have been here for a minute, and books that I would really like to get to. I'm going to set these down and have a seat in my chair, and then I will be back to go through them. So hold on. Guys, I am situated and I'm back. We're going to do this in batches as I don't want to hold all 22 books at once. These 22 books aren't all the books that are on my physical TBR. These are just the books that when I see them, I go, I really want to read that. Also, I really tried to highlight women, I tried to get some minorities, and I also got some male authors. As we know, I am on a journey to read more male authors, as I primarily read mostly women and BIPOC authors is what I gravitate towards. In 2025, I read Red Rising, as well as some Brandon Sanderson, as well as the Faithful and the Fallen series, and I'm trying to continue with that in 2026 and reading some male authors mixed in with also BIPOC and women authors. This stack should reflect all of those things. So this is, I think you say Anji Kills a King. I'm not 100% sure. I really love this cover and how bright it is. And I really don't know much about it except that I believe Anji or Anji is a servant of the king and then the king dies. And I think we're trying to figure out what happens after that. This is also not very thick, so I should be able to fit it in with some of the thicker fantasy books that I have. And that is by a male author, so already off to a great start. This is When the Moon Hatched, and she is quite chunky. I have had this pretty much since book 1 came out. However, I've just had other things on my TBR, and I decided, because I'm pretty sure when this was going around there was a cliffhanger, so I decided I didn't really want to go through all these pages only to have to wait for book 2, so I decided I didn't really want to start this until book 2 came out. Now that book 2 is coming out soon, I was like, let's prioritize this, and then if we like it, we'll have book 2 ready to go. But I know not everyone likes this book. I know it's kind of hit or miss, so I am looking forward to reading it and coming up with my own conclusion to let you know where I fall. It is about dragons, and I have been on a journey to read books with dragons, as I feel like I know a lot of books with dragons, haven't read that many recently, so this is also great for that. When Devils Sing. This is a southern mystery gothic thriller or horror. It says every 13 summers people disappear in Cargan, Georgia. Blood-soaked southern gothic for the modern age. It says it's a small town mystery with an unrelenting sense of dread while delivering a story that is thought-provoking as it is chilling. And I really like the sprayed edges. And then the book itself is just red foiling, creepy deer on it, along with the front is this cool snake crow. And this is a BIPOC author. This I will probably try to read in the summer, depending on what my summer TBR is looking like. Nevernight. I love J. Kristoff. I love Empire of the Vampire. It's one of my favorite series to recommend, especially for vampires and epic fantasy, epic battle scenes, and specifically the grim darkness with the sarcastic humor. I would really like to read his other work. I picked up Nevernight a few months back. I want to say in July of 25. I got it at half price book. This is supposed to be about assassins or being at an assassin school and a revenge arc. And that's really all I know, but I really think I will enjoy that just knowing that much. This is a newer book on my shelf. This came out the later part of 2025. Immortal Consequences, and it is 6 different characters, and they're basically in the afterlife doing trials. house and only one can survive. And the way it is, I think there's different couples and different POVs, and it's dark and gothic and spooky. I mean, come on, we're dealing with the afterlife. I don't know if y'all like to see books, but I really like to see them, so I want to show you what it looks like underneath, as well as the sprayed edges all around. And then this one's have a map as well. I just like to show pretty books, so you can also know if you want to get it. So yes, I believe this is Dark Academia. It's a school in the afterlife. I might keep this till spooky season this year, but we will see. Guys, we have Ember in the Ashes, and they make a picture when you put all the spines together. This I have been wanting to read for a long time. I want to say that it's set in the desert and it has a really good battle scene, a lot of great character arc, as well as I want to say a lot of revenge or anger. So I really try to go into books blind. I tried to prioritize other series in 2025, so this is a series that I would like time to allot for in 2026. We now have a small little standalone. This is a Dark and Drowning Tide. This is a sapphic love story and it is gothic. So I'm so excited. I really want to have already read this. I won't be putting it off much longer. This is definitely one I can squeeze into my monthly TBR in between some series. A sharp-tongued fork Loist must pair up with her academic rival to solve their mentor's murder in this lush and enthralling sapphic fantasy romance from New York best-selling author, which I didn't know this was a best-selling author, so if I like this, I'll definitely have to check out their other work. And it's also newer. It is a Forbidden Alchemy. I will also show you this without the dust jacket. I'm hoping book 2 maybe comes out this year, and then I can read this and book 2. This one we also have a map, and then we have sprayed edges. And I have heard people say that if you're tired of reading about the same kind of characters, like a lot of fae, I want to say this isn't fae, and so it's something different to enjoy. All Nina has ever wanted is to become an artist. All Patrick seeks is a craftsman resolution. Will they choose their greatest desires or each other? We're back with another male author. Read The Faithful and the Fallen at the end of last year. Have finished up book 4 recently, so I really want to get into this series and his other work. I really love these covers and how little the people are compared to the creatures, and it just really makes me curious, and I really want to meet his other characters, as I really loved his characters and his world building in the series I just read. If you read The Faithful and the Fallen versus the Bloodsworn saga, if you want to let me know which one you liked more, I'd love to know that. We have another series. This is the City of Brass. I hear that the magic system is really great and or unique. I also want to say that it has diverse characters, which I'm really looking forward to. List of a TBR for years and years on my physical TBR, just a little under a year. I also am really looking forward to reading this series and seeing what it's about. I also want to say that it is set in a hot climate, in a desert as well. Maybe more of a summer read, but here in Oklahoma, it's kind of hot all the time unless we're in the middle of winter. But outside of that, it's pretty much just hot. So I really could read this at any time. I have Leah Bardugo. I believe this is a standalone, and I want to say it is set either in Spain or with a Spanish background. For Leah Bardugo, I have only read Ninth House so far. I was hoping to get to Hellbent in 2025, but I just didn't make it happen. I would like to read more of her work, as I really liked her writing style with Ninth House. I also want to say this is gothic and a mystery, and I love both of those things. I haven't read her Greasa verse yet. That's something I still need to get to, but I think for her next read from me, I want to try The Familiar. This one will be so fun, I already know, but this is Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I think I have convinced my partner to read it with me so we can have like an adventure together. She does read, we just typically don't always read the same thing or at the same time, but I would like to do the audio version of this while she physically reads it, and then we can discuss discuss it and talk about Princess Donut together, being sci-fi and something that if you're a gamer, I think you will enjoy. And she's a gamer. She's like gaming right now while I film this. I really would like us to read this series together, or at least the first book, and reevaluate what we think. But this is one that I'd like to start soon, as I think there's 7 books out. It will take us a while to get through all of that, even if we like it, but you know, trying to read together, I just think that will take some time to schedule. Okay, we are down to the final 5 books. I love the Belladonna series. I recommend them all the time. They are so beautifully written, gothic, mystery, some of the best romance I have read in a long time. I love the couples. This is Holly, which I believe is technically kind of like a middle book and follows another character separate from our main characters. And I wish more authors took the time to make their books as pretty as Adeline Grace does. This matches the other 3 books. The other 3 books are styled the same way underneath, and the dust jackets all match as well. There's also artwork inside on both sides. The pages in general have like poly theme. It's so cute. I freaking love it. As well as we get some illustrations in the book. The font, if you can see, is in green, like this pine green. Just such a vibe. Like, who wouldn't want to read this? It's so pretty and creative. Looking at this, it very much is giving Christmas vibes. If you have read this, and you can let me know if I have to read it around Christmas or if it doesn't matter. Then for some more diversity, this is The Jasmine Throne by an Indian author, and it is set in India, I want to say, as well as it is sapphic. And I want to say that it's about crumbling castles, also a revenge arc, fiercely and unapologetically feminist tale of endurance, revolution set against a gorgeous, unique, magical world. That sounds so good. Another pretty book here is Bring Me Your Midnight. I believe this is a witchy book. I also will show you underneath. He comes alive in the darkness, so the darkness I became. How pretty is this? And then there's some art on the back. We have a really detailed map, and then we have some more art here in the back. This author also wrote The Nature Witches and The Wild Witch. So if I like this, I'll have to check out her other books. Is The Broken Blade. I want to say this is a 4-book series. I received the first book last year for my birthday, and my birthday's in February, so I've had it 11 months. Our author is First American, and I am Chickasaw, as well as the main character in this is also First American, and this is set to be native or about tribal people, I want to say. I see lots of high praise for this series in general, and this being such a good series and such a good work, like the world building and the magic and being something different. So I very much am looking forward to this. I don't know if it pulls on camera, but like the eyes are iridescent, which is really cool. Main character is a killer. As the King's Blade, she is the most talented spy in the kingdom and the king's favored assassin. When a mysterious figure moves against the crown, she is called upon to hunt down the so-called shadow. Sounds so good. I really need to pick this up. Every time I see it on my shelf, like, how am I supposed to pick? All of these books just are so freaking good. And last but certainly not least, we have Dune, which is chunky. This is the special edition that has illustrations in it, and I can open it and show you. But I haven't read Dune. I know the story of Dune. I've watched the movies. I have my brother who has read Dune and talks about it. So I have like the context of it. I just haven't actually read it. So I would really like to read it and learn more about the houses and all the details that are left out of the movie. We'll see if I need more or if book 1 is enough. But since I did read Red Rising last year, this is kind of next on my sci-fi journey. Dust Jacket itself has artwork separate from, and that's the back. Fear is the mind killer. I don't know if it shows. And then we have the kind of iridescent spine. And I love the teal. Love it. When I saw this, I knew this was going to be my edition of Dune. So then inside, and then we have more here. Font is actually a decent size. which I appreciate. Sometimes the font can be really small in these books. That is all 22 books. We made it. We ran the marathon. I will be doing a follow-up video with what I'm actually prioritizing here soon, and we can kind of see where these fall in that. But let me know if you've read any of these or which ones you would recommend out of all of them the most. I hope y'all have a great kickoff to your reading year of 2026, and thanks so much for being here.